Close to $1 billion will be set aside to support Singaporeans most affected by rising costs linked to the war on Iran. This is on top of measures introduced in this year's budget. Senior Minister of State for Finance Jeffrey Siow says the package is much larger than the one rolled out in 2022 in response to the Russia-Ukraine war. Claudia Lim with more.
It is a budget to support Singaporeans today.
When Prime Minister Lawrence Wong delivered the budget in February, few would have foreseen a conflict in Iran breaking out so soon after. Still, global uncertainties were already on the horizon, prompting Mr. Wong to provide greater assurance in his speech. Within weeks, Singaporeans started feeling the impact of the war on Iran as rising energy costs push up fuel prices.
While the impact has not yet fully filtered through for items such as electricity and food, we have to brace ourselves because we know from experience that this will come. The government is not waiting to act.
Mr. Siow says the $1 billion worth of new support is targeted at those most directly affected, while also helping households and businesses. Platform workers and taxi drivers will receive a one-off cash relief of $200. Cost increases for essential transport services, such as those for school children, seniors and persons with disabilities, will also be co-funded by the government.
Several members have asked if the government will consider reducing fuel or diesel duties across the board. We do not think this is the right move. It is too blunt an approach, and it could also be regressive. At the same time, we want to preserve the price signals for consumers to use energy more efficiently.
To help households, $500 CDC vouchers will be disbursed in June, brought forward from January next year. About 2.4 million Singaporeans will also receive an additional $200 in cash under a cost of living special payment, which will be disbursed in September. Businesses will also receive enhanced corporate income tax rebates, as well as support through energy efficiency grants. Cost increases for critical government projects such as new public housing projects and major infrastructure works will be shared.
We do not know how long the conflict and its economic impact will last, but the government is alive to the situation. We have drawer plans, and as events develop, we can put them into action and do more if the situation calls for it.
To fund the measures, Mr. Siow says the government will first reallocate within its approved spending for the year before seeking Parliament's approval for a supplementary budget at a later stage. He adds that this is not the first crisis Singapore has weathered, and it will not be the last.
What Singaporeans can count on is a government that is well prepared, builds sufficient buffers, anticipates problems, and thus is ready and able to respond swiftly with solutions. We will always make sure that no Singaporean is left to bear his or her burden alone.